good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good day. You know what I'm saying? No matter when you are listening, we are glad you decided to do so. It is time for a couple of black guys who seem to know a little more than most about wrestling. All right. So, with that said, man, it is time for the first Black Champ podcast. And I'm Camp from the Port.
And I am J.R. Bang. Make sure you rate, like, subscribe, download to the Barber's Chair Digital, home of First Black Champ Podcast. If you follow us on Instagram, click the link in our bio and go ahead and get that merch. I get my sweats this week, so I'm excited about that. Get your shirts. Camp got on the chocolate First Black Champ shirt.
You know what I'm saying? It's only right. It's only right that my first shirt be the chocolate shirt for the first Black Champ podcast. You did.
There you go. So go ahead. Excuse me. Go ahead and get that merch. Also, like I said, Instagram. Make sure you follow us on Instagram at fbc.pod. Join the group. I want to shout out Kier, long time listener. We're gonna have him on the show coming up very soon.
Yes.
But he has small mini belts, and he had hit me up and said that for the Royal Rumble, he wants to give away one of the shiny belts. $1 million belt is one of them. Already got my eyes on that, and a couple of others. But he's going to raffle it by the Royal Rumble winners.
Okay.
So he's going to put give out numbers basically, and whatever number it is, you win. You get a shiny belt, man. But you got to be following us on Instagram at fbc.pod, or you have to join the First Black Champ group. All right?
Yeah.
This ain't just no, I'm in it. Nah, G. You got to join the group, and you got to like us on Instagram. I'm going to see what Kier talking about next week. Go ahead and bring him on the show.
Believe it. Sounds like a hell of a deal from the greatest Black wrestling podcast in the world today. I'm just going to say that based on the information I received on Clubhouse, and we're going to get to that later in the show, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, we're gonna get into that later in the show because I think I learned a lot. I learned
I did too.
A hell of a lot on Clubhouse this weekend when it comes to people's knowledge about wrestling, age, age ranges, so on and so forth. We're going to talk about that later in the show. Well, I want to kick it off with something interesting about Raw. Just ask a question.
Okay.
So, this past Monday on Raw, I consider it a throwaway episode. Now, I consider it a throwaway episode for multiple reasons. Number one, your champion has COVID.
Yes, and that is probably the most unexpected thing of the entire pandemic. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So, ain't tripping off of that. Drew McIntyre was diagnosed. He tested positive for COVID. Prayers up, speed recovery. We know how that goes. We know how that can affect you long term, short term. So prayers up for Drew McIntyre, because whether you asymptomatic or not, it does affect you in some sort of way.
Facts.
With that, they had to change the show around a bit. A bit, you know. So that's one reason why I call it a throwaway. But also, the national championship was on Monday. Ohio State versus Alabama.
Oh shit, that is right. It is right.
So if it's an episode people are probably not going to watch, it's that one.
Yeah,
So in more ways than one, I consider that a throwaway. Now, Drew McIntyre has to stay away for about 2 weeks. They said that this may affect his spot at the Royal Rumble, where he's slated to go up against Goldberg for the not the Universal, excuse me, but the WWE Championship. But my question to you is, even with what we just talked about, right? There was a lack of things going on Raw this past Monday, to say the least. Now I know it's Royal Rumble time. Royal Rumble time, you're putting a lot of matches together, really, to do the one man for himself. Anything can happen. Rehatch old rivalries like they rehashed the Jeff Hardy Elias battle, or just start random new ones. But my question to you, because it seems like through Clubhouse and through the internet and all of that, the former A show, as I call it, the former A show, Raw, is having a bit of problems. Do you see a problem? Two, if you do see a problem, what do you believe that issue is and how it can be fixed?
You know what? To be perfectly honest, and I even thank y'all for we got the group, the other group wrestling thread with yourself, myself, and Boogie D, and honestly, even based on one of his status or I'll say comments that he left out to the WWE, I got to admit, I don't think there's a problem with Raw at all right now. I just think that we are uninterested. Let me start here. First, I want to say, respect to Bret Hart. And just because of the respect for Bret Hart, I'm going to say Goldberg gave Drew McIntyre the coronavirus, much like he took Bret Hart's career away from him. So this is all Goldberg's fault. You get what I'm saying? He's taking out all the long hair stars from that's not from America. It is, that's what happened. Look, hey, he kicked Bret Hart in the face. We never seen him again in the ring in competitive fashion. Now, Drew McIntyre, who literally ran the whole gamut, he was doing ambulance matches. He was doing title matches against Brock. He even faced Roman Reigns, somebody that was dodging COVID at the beginning of this year. But now Goldberg come out here with that with that lion-ass spot about how much about respect for wrestlers in the wrestling business, and now Drew McIntyre got COVID. I'm just saying, and he old, and he 50-something. Yeah. And you know how them boomers be about this fucking COVID shit.
Yeah.
Goldberg probably voted for Trump. You know what I'm saying? It's all lining up.
Fuck a mask.
You know what I'm saying? He from a red state. Right. You know what I'm saying? I breathe in fire from pyro. I don't have fucking COVID. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure he did some shit to that nature. So I do want to say, get well, Drew McIntyre. I definitely know what it's like to have COVID and be out. Hell, Bang knows what it's like to get COVID before it was COVID, to keep it a being with you. Him and his whole family know what that's about. So with that said, yes, I do blame Goldberg. I think he gave Drew McIntyre the coronavirus, but let's move forward to the show. Bang's question: do I see anything wrong with Raw? No. And I'm gonna make a list of things that are happening right now on Raw, and I just want everybody to keep it real. That say either, look, I don't fuck with this, or I just didn't know. So I think one of the stories that we're not paying attention to is the subtle divide between Miz and Morrison. Because I'm sure it's gonna ring a bell soon that John Morrison didn't come back to make sure the Miz won the world title, and he helped him keep it. And now even if you notice in their stand-ups, in their mic moments, in their segments, they're becoming this tandem of school bully with the dumb friend.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? They have that going on, and I think that's going to turn pretty soon, and it's going to turn over Money in the Bank. And because now I'm starting to believe that the Miz's cash-in will not be successful, and he's going to blame Morrison, and then they're going to pair up, and maybe they save that for Fastlane. Maybe that's first match at the WrestleMania. I do think that a Miz and Morrison collide for real, because this never really happened. I think with a main event match when they first broke up with the first draft. I don't think it actually happened for real. So I think them rehashing it to open up a WrestleMania, I think they've earned that. You know what I'm saying? Just for who they are. Second storyline right now, Charlotte versus Ric Flair. You know what I'm saying? Now Ric Flair is fucking young hot blondes that's younger than his daughter, and they costing them matches. It's 2 weeks in a row, but they get right to it. Like there is no slow build. They obviously been wanting Lacey Evans to win since 2017, 2018. And now here we are. They got her off of the constant matches with Natty, so obviously they feel that she's ready to get in some more high profile shit. And who better than Charlotte Flair to just waste that little time before her and Asuka go at it at WrestleMania for the women's title, which we expect to happen as well. 3, AJ Styles with a bodyguard. This is Shawn Michaels with African Diesel. You know what I'm saying? Or wait, you know what I'm saying? Like, if my man is from Africa, well, we all descendants of Africa, so I'm kind of right, but I might still be wrong. But even this, even the fact that, and AJ's my pick to win the Royal Rumble and win the WWE Championship, no matter who the fuck is the champ at WrestleMania. So that's my pick. That story in itself, this is a whole new layer for AJ Styles, who is a premier player, who is already a legend, who will be a Hall of Famer. This is, I mean, I don't know what you want outside of that for AJ Styles. He doesn't really need a storyline. AJ Styles right now, when he's wrestling, he is the story. Shit. Randy Orton, Legend Killer 2.0, Randy versus everybody, aka Randy versus Bray, and Alexa Bliss. I thought we loved everything Bray Wyatt. I thought we did that. Apparently now we don't. But hey, listen, Alexa Bliss, Dow Haslam, Randy Orton on Raw to end it this Monday. I don't know what the fuck y'all don't like about that. I honestly don't understand. And the hurt businessing, but the build up with Matt Riddle, which is like the first now 2021, they putting over white guys. You gotta love the hurt business for putting over white guys and putting y'all in a proper perspective of who ran 2020. So that's 4 or 5. Y'all either didn't know or you just don't fuck with it. But I don't think there's anything wrong with Raw as far as what they're doing, because those are 5 legit stories, 4 or 5 legit stories right there.
I disagree with you a tad bit.
Okay, let's talk about it.
And the tad is not. You're right. I think you're exactly right, especially with the hurt business, of course. Like Randy's killing people.
Yeah, like literally. That's always like, man on fire.
Right. That's always been interesting to me. When that happens on wrestling, you have the hurt business. So between those two, I'm straight. Mm-hmm. I think what it is, and I've said this before, you have an uninteresting world champion. Yeah. I think that's all it is. I think you have because you said all of that and didn't mention Drew.
Yeah. Yep.
And this is going to be a theme for me all day long.
Okay.
It's a difference between what you want to happen and what should happen.
Exactly.
It's a difference between the two. You talked to me 2 years ago, and a couple of members who listened to First Black Champ give Drew McIntyre the belt.
Yeah, absolutely.
Give Drew McIntyre the belt. This should be the season of Drew. We got it.
Yeah. Yep.
That shit ain't interesting.
Facts.
The show starts with your champ.
Yeah. Hey, and to piggyback off of that before I let you rock again, and you know what? The Drew McIntyre who was super heel, I should be the face of the company, I'm about to change shit around here, guy, is not the guy holding the belt.
There you go.
Because that Drew McIntyre was way more interesting than this one. So to your point, we did get it, but unfortunately they didn't give me. I don't know what everybody else talking about, because I'm sure when he loses the title, people gonna be like, oh, this so fucked up. Yeah. We should have the fucking title. But for me, if he's not gonna be, we gotta clean some shit up over here. So I'm gonna fuck everybody up until I get the belt, and then we're gonna go that way. He's not doing that.
Yeah.
Shit, Roman is.
Yeah. I think some people are just better off heels than faces. We've talked about that. When it comes to these moments, and when it comes to this moment here, I'd rather see heel Drew McIntyre. I don't want to see face Drew McIntyre trying to be friendly and get along with people. And he doesn't have to be that type of face to be effective. He could still be the mean old. He can still be the I'll fuck you up person.
Absolutely.
And just be more assertive. I don't like him being friendly. I don't like him stepping between Keith Lee and Sheamus and being like, "Hey, that's my bro."
Right. Like, bro, they both trying to beat you. Like,
right. I don't want the, "Hey, man, I respect your challenge and I can't rate the rest of you." No. I like Drew McIntyre on the road to Clash of Champions with Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
I don't like seeing him, "Hey, man, let's get along, man. Let's get this match. Let's fight them. And then you guys can fight each other, but you're going to lose to me." I mean, I'm just saying, no, this is, I don't like. He's not even interesting enough for me to even listen to a match with Buddy.
You know what I'm thinking about as you talk here? Yeah, like, well, you know what I'm thinking about as you say that? You know what page I think Drew McIntyre needs to take, a page from this book, The Ultimate Warrior. Because The Ultimate Warrior was against everybody, but it was because he was such an anomaly, but people still cheered for him anyway. He just happened to be fighting the right people. But even when it came time for the Warrior to face Hogan, we were like, "Oh no, we all in," and it was 50-50. But, just talk your shit, whether we get it or not, fight every single person. Like, we never seen the Ultimate Warrior in tag matches that were successful. Like, we never see him trying to break up fights. It was like, no, you're gonna feel the power of the Ultimate Warrior.
Right. If it was somebody fighting in the background, he'd just be like,
right. It's like, hey, you're like, you know what's more important in this match? Me.
Right. Yeah, I just think we got an uninteresting world champion on our hands, and it's almost like radio, right? And I think you might know where I'm going here.
I do. Let's go.
If your morning show is terrible, you start behind.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, because you can't guarantee people showing up at 10.
Exactly. You have to have a good enough person in the morning to stay for the midday person. Then your midday person has to be good enough to keep those people for the afternoon personality.
Yep, absolutely.
The afternoon personality got to be good enough to keep them for the night personality.
Yep, and don't forget, I think the most important mix is that 5 o'clock mix. So if your DJ trash for the 5 o'clock mix, you're gonna lose some people before 6 when that night person comes on as well.
Yep, you're 12 and you're 5. You're 12 o'clock and you're 5 o'clock mix.
Absolutely.
The morning show for the WWE sucks right now, and that's Drew McIntyre. I'm sorry. I'm just not a fan of this version of Drew McIntyre being world champion. And I think it sets up your show. Like, and to throw some steam, to put some stuff out there to get you guys ready for later on in the show. I understand what people be like, Bobby Lashley should be world champion.
Yeah.
I understand hearing people say Keith Lee could and maybe should be your world champion right now. I understand AJ Styles being your world champion right now.
Absolutely.
Because to me, all three of them currently constructed in their characters is more interesting than Drew McIntyre right now.
Absolutely. And no question. And the WWE is even on record as basically saying Keith Lee's character is still under construction.
Yeah.
And it's still better than what Drew McIntyre is doing right now.
So that's why I disagree with you to a point, and it's mainly because of Drew. The other stuff is very interesting, but when you start off with that, you already have it like, like you already have it in your mind. Now, see the other part, and this is me getting on the fans. is you guys have to let shit play out.
Yes, please let it play out.
I don't know where this shit need to happen. Now shit happened. Maybe it's because I'm fan of 80s and early. I'm a fan of wrestling, period.
True.
But I love 80s and 90s, at late 80s, early 90s because of the long-term storytelling.
Mm-hmm.
Where did we get to a point where Bobby Lashley has to win the belt today?
Right.
Everybody can't be in your main event. Like, we're going to make a shirt. Write this down.
Yes.
Jot this down. Put this in your notes.
Absolutely.
Everybody can't be the champ.
Yes.
Somebody got to play the mid card. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody can't be the champ.
Hey, those sound like two shirts. So hold on, I want to make sure we got these.
No, it's the same shirt because people need to know. Everybody can't be champ. Somebody got to play the mid card. Quotation marks. This is stupid to me. When I hear the excuse of why people don't like Raw.
Right.
It's not because the wrestling's bad. Because I've seen some terrible matches on SmackDown.
Absolutely.
That's way worse than what I've seen over there on Raw. The issue be, I want this particular person to be the champ today.
Mm-hmm.
And why is this person going up against this person? Bruh, everybody can't be the champ. Jake the Snake Roberts said, and while I don't believe him when it comes to him,
mm-hmm.
I think he was capping a bit.
Okay.
However, it's something that people should know and understand. He said that one of the reasons why they didn't put a belt on him because they used the belt to get people over. I don't believe him when it comes to him in the WWE because they didn't need the belt to put Hulk Hogan over.
True.
They didn't.
Yeah. Especially after they literally built Hulkamania, which is the first of its kind, if I'm not mistaken. Like, yeah. I've never seen an entire movement surrounding one wrestler that had a guideline of what to do with your life.
Right. After WrestleMania 3, after WrestleMania 3, he was as over can be.
Right. Yeah. Because like people don't like. I would. This could be an interesting trivia question. I don't think many people know that Andre the Giant versus Hulk Hogan was a world title match at WrestleMania 3. I just think people know that he slammed Andre the Giant.
Bingo. Man.
Let's go. First black champ, bitch. We do this shit. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
When you look at that match, it starts off as let me get a title shot, fam.
Yeah.
Hulk Hogan saying, no, bro. Yo, I want a title shot, fam. Come on, man. Hogan like, no, bro. You good.
He's like, no, man.
You've been undefeated 15 years. You good. Don't even worry about it. All right. Let me go get homie you don't like. I bet you give me a title shot now.
Right.
Then that's when Hogan goes, oh, shit. Let me go defend this title because he tore my shirt and he scratched my chest and he tore my pendant.
Right.
So then it became a grudge match.
Yeah.
A passing of the torch / grudge fest. The person who wanted the belt the most was the nigga outside.
Right. Nobody wanted the title.
He was the nigga that wanted the title. Andre at this point was like, I feel disrespected. I'm going to take the title from him because he's a bitch.
Right.
Grudge match. Even going to WrestleMania 5. People don't think about title in that match. Mm-hmm. They think of 1A versus 1B.
That's right. That's right.
So
yeah, like for real, and bang, and why do we care about the match and it being over? Because great stories were told in the process.
Long-term stories were done in the process. You saw a subtle change in Andre the Giant when he got his hair cut by Big John Studd and Ken Patera.
Yeah. So keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, that are listening to this maybe for the first or two for like the umpteenth time, there was only 4 pay-per-views max during this time that we're speaking of.
Right.
And there was not a weekly episodic show.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't.
Yeah, not for WrestleMania 3. Yes, you're right.
Right. WrestleMania 3 it was WrestleMania. Then they did the Wrestling Classic, but that wasn't an everyday thing. They did the big event. That wasn't an every pay-per-view thing. It was just one-offs.
Right.
It was just WrestleMania until 1987. Then you got WrestleMania, which Hogan won, and then Survivor Series, which Andre the Giant was the sole survivor to do what? Keep the storyline going. And then you got to March of 88, which was in February or March. I can't remember the exact date. But you get Hogan versus Andre in Indianapolis for the world title on Saturday night's main event. That's when you cared about the title.
February, because WrestleMania has always been around spring, even when it wasn't the thing, even when it wasn't timestamped as such.
Right. So that's why, and this is manipulative here. That's when you cared about the title, because at that point they actually made you care about the title, and there was a title change.
Yep.
And in that title change, a finesse happened, and then they held the belt up, and they made you care about the belt again. WrestleMania 4, because there was a tournament for this bitch. But the Macho Man didn't defend the belt at the Survivor Series. I mean, at SummerSlam. Right. He didn't. It was Mega Powers versus Mega Bucks. He didn't defend the belt at SummerSlam. I mean, not SummerSlam, excuse me. Survivor Series. He didn't defend the belt there. It was the Twin Towers and that team versus Hogan. And that was like then it was the survival match or whatever. I think it was the survival match after that too. So what I'm saying is you didn't even give a fuck that Macho Man had the title in 1988. When did you care? After he lost that bitch. Right. To Hogan, because you didn't even think about that shit. Right. It was grudge match again. Oh, he's jealous that I am the title holder. Let me hit him upside the head with this bitch then. That match was more about Miss Elizabeth getting touched and being a part of this than the title was Miss Elizabeth.
Yeah, absolutely. Because the Macho Man was like, how you bailing on me for a bitch that ain't yours? Right. Huh? Like, what are you doing? Right. Ain't even yours. What you doing?
So then WrestleMania 6, you now care about the title again because it's title versus title.
Yes. There it is.
WrestleMania 7. WrestleMania 7 was more about Iraq versus the United States than it was the belt. It was secondary.
Yep. That's a storm.
And right. And the thing about it is we go WrestleMania 8. The championship wasn't even the last match.
Fact. Yeah.
It was the first main event on the card.
That was literally the kickoff of the double main event right there, WrestleMania 8.
So what I'm saying to you is, if you do your long-term storytelling right, you don't even give a fuck about the belt. So if you do it right, you're going to care about matches on cards without the belt. Because we say all that shit about Hogan and Andre, and the secondary belt was the best match of the night.
Right. There you go.
But it was also a moment moments during that night, like Jake the Snake Roberts and Alice Cooper and Honky Tonk Man and Jimmy Hart. You go to WrestleMania 4, the whole thing with Hogan and Andre with the chairs. Let's go to WrestleMania 5. Andre the Giant, Jake the Snake Roberts, and the Snake. The breakup of the Twin Towers. The Rockers getting fucked up.
Right. Shit.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, real quick, and just because I always think of this match as one of the highlights of WrestleMania 9, which is probably like my least favorite WrestleMania, Mr. Perfect versus the Narcissist, Lex Luger. Yeah. That's one of the best moments of that pay-per-view, hands down. And the title changed twice that night. Well, it was 2 main events for the title that night.
And the match might have not the match might have been terrible, but Undertaker versus John Gonzalez.
There it is. Right. Moments. Look, we're from an era where the story meant more than the title match. So that's another reason why we don't understand why y'all think like the title got to switch like every 14 days so everybody can get it.
Right, because it didn't change every 4 times when in the 80s and 90s. That's why when people say, when like one of the conversations that happened on Clubhouse, which is something that we've talked about on this show here, with Boogie and multiple people, who was never a world champion? Now, I'm gonna get to shit that I laughed at on Clubhouse, but it's okay. I always say Jake the Snake Roberts, because Jake the Snake Roberts didn't sniff a belt in the WWE, period.
True.
However, at a time, he was the number 2 babyface on that card. Hulk Hogan's done with a feud. Jake the Snake Roberts take over from here.
Yeah. Andre,
he took over for Andre. Macho Man, he took over for Macho Man.
Warrior
took over for that. But we cared. We cared. So my other issue, and it's partly the fans' fault, is that we got to care about the mid card again. I think we care about specific stuff, but we don't care fully. Like we care about the Hurt Business, but we don't care about the Hurt Business feud. We don't care about Matt Riddle versus the Hurt Business. We care about. Well, hear me out here. Hear me out.
Okay.
We like what we see, but we're not emotionally involved.
Okay.
That's what I mean. Yeah. We're not emotionally involved in it. We just like, okay, they're gonna give us some good ass matches, but we're not emotional. Like I'll give you a perfect example for us. We was emotionally involved when Alberto Del Rio won the 40-man Royal Rumble.
Hell yeah. My destiny.
We was emotionally involved in that thinking about Royal Rumble. There's other moments that we both was like, oh, that shit gotta happen. The Miz winning the Money in the Bank. We was involved in that. Because at first we was like, fuck this dude. Now we like, I can't believe we rooting for them. I don't think we're emotionally involved in the complete storyline. We're black, so we're going to be involved in the Hurt Business. Right. But are we truly involved in him like Bobby Lashley versus Matt Riddle, especially when he's completely destroying Matt Riddle?
Right. You know what? And I'm so glad you said that as far as emotionally involved. Even the fact that the Hurt Business is on the top looking down at Matt Riddle actually has me unemotionally invested, because we're used to black wrestlers fighting the climb up. We've never really seen them act like, no, we here, motherfucker, you down there and you trying to fuck with us. So like, I'm just happy to see it, but I'm not emotionally invested. It's like, oh, I bet, they realize we can run shit. Fear of a Black Planet, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Chuck D, like all that shit. But it's like, because like I don't want Matt Riddle to beat any of them. Like, no, bro, take your ass back down to the opening of the show and do something else, man. Kick your flips somewhere else. Kick your flip flops off somewhere else, my nigga.
So
you know what I'm saying?
the Intercontinental belt, which is my prediction. Bobby Lashley will lose the Intercontinental title to Matt Riddle at Royal Rumble. If they decide to keep that going, I'm invested. I'm emotionally invested. Hey, man, go get your title back. Especially if you don't win the Royal Rumble. Hey, bro, go get your title back.
Or put Cedric out there. Put Prime Cedric out there because he obviously wanted to be a singles title winner.
Right. So
I'm with that. I'm with Cedric versus Matt Riddle.
Yeah,
on the not so low.
But I think that's the issue that Raw has, because I think the only storyline that me in particular I am emotionally invested in is Randy Orton versus The Fiend and Alexa Bliss. That's the only one that I'm invested in. That's the only one I'm like, all right, let's get it. Let's go. Okay. Randy out here murdering motherfuckers. He tearing people down. He told Triple H again, hey man, Stephanie ain't here, so you can fight if you want to.
Right.
You can untuck your nuts if you want to, dog.
Yeah.
So those are the ones that I'm like, all right, cool, bet we on.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. I'm still not sold on Keith Lee, Sheamus, but I see what is happening here, and what's happening if people are unaware. Obviously, Keith Lee is supposed to have superhuman strength, right? What better person to display exactly how strong he is on another level than versus another very strong guy?
And
yes, and a former world champ, you know what I'm saying? Multiple time world champ too at that, ladies and gentlemen. So Keith Lee banging Sheamus the fuck out and then doing his thing, like it lets you know, hey, look, John Morrison just don't get this work. Everybody get this motherfucking work. My guess after him would be Braun Strowman is what they're building up for. Matter of fact, if for some reason, and this is kind of a guarantee, but then again, at the same time, it ain't. If for some reason Keith Lee does not win the Royal Rumble and does not end up in the title picture, I got Keith Lee versus Braun Strowman at WrestleMania. I think that's his alternative thing, because I think he's overachieving and doing everything that they wanted Braun Strowman to do. Just keeping it real. So this is the changing of the guard with that specific match. Yeah, Keith Lee, Braun Strowman, probably like fourth match on the WrestleMania card. It's going to be an hour one, but it's going to be a good showing.
Or hour one, day one.
Yes, yeah, there you go, hour one, day one. That's right. It's going to be 2 days again this year.
All right, so to bring it to SmackDown, it was a lot of, on the flip, there are items that I think that not only am I invested in, but people are invested in. So I'll start with Apollo Crews, especially black folks with this. Apollo Crews, I had talked about last week about how Apollo Crews lost to Big E, but Paul Heyman gave him that promo. Basically, he was like, yo, dude came in your house, fucked your wife, ate your food, and left.
Yeah.
So it was very interesting seeing him in Roman Reigns' locker room, learning from the learning tree of Roman Reigns. As somebody who's invested in the character of Roman Reigns and invested in a black man's career,
absolutely,
we are automatically going to be invested in Apollo Crews and what's next. And it, to me, in my opinion, it does throw the seeds out there for Roman versus Big E.
Yeah, because the centerpiece for both of them currently is Big E. Apollo Crews just wrestled him for the Intercontinental title. Obviously, everybody's saying the Big E, now that he's by himself, no New Day, it's time for him to go get the title. Apollo Crews needs to stand in the way of that. Right, so there you go.
Shinsuke Nakamura, the OG theme is back.
Hey, and I told you, what did I tell y'all before we even got 48 hours removed? I told you y'all was going to get Shinsuke Jey Uso, so be quiet. You know what I'm saying? You're going to get, Shinsuke just wasn't going to do the gauntlet and not show up on TV. Y'all were really upset about that. But look, what you got? Because we know how this plays out. When you watch wrestling, you kind of just know some things are going to happen.
When you just watch and pay attention and don't react, but we're going to get to that later.
Absolutely.
Another thing that I know that people are invested in because of not only the winner but the loser as well. But Cesaro winning clean over Daniel Bryan. People are investing in Cesaro.
Yeah, that was a shock. I won't lie. I mean, but we know how Daniel Bryan feels. You know, Daniel Bryan is nice CM Punk. You know what I'm saying? Like he's corporate CM Punk, if you want to, you know what I'm saying, if you want to keep it real. Like he's the guy that's gonna make sure the guys in the back get over. Especially at this point in his career. And that's cool because you know what? Where Daniel Bryan sits in the lineage, especially of this era of the WWE, anybody beating him clean on any night is a big move. So I love what he did for Jey Uso. I love what he did for Cesaro. That's what's up.
Yes. So I'm saying he's the nicer Chris Jericho.
That too, absolutely.
People are investing in Cesaro. People put Cesaro on that list of people that should have been multiple-time world champion right now, mainly because people just want to see title changes all the time.
Right, but y'all know what y'all gonna get. You're gonna get a chance to see Cesaro and Big E for the Intercontinental Championship, and that's it.
I don't even think you're gonna get that.
No, you don't think so?
I think this is because of what happened.
Okay.
Don't be surprised. So my prediction is off a little bit. Okay. Right? I guarantee about Jimmy and Jey Uso.
Okay.
It's off a little bit because the Street Profits lost to Dolphin.
They're the Dirty Deeds, right?
Right.
Okay, wait.
No, the Hollywood Blondes 2021.
Yeah, with a brunette. Yeah.
Right, they with a brunette. So seeing Shinsuke Nakamura defeat Jey Uso the way that he defeated Jey Uso, and Cesaro coming down to the ring, this is the opportunity for the Usos to return to tag team competition to go up against Cesaro and Shinsuke.
Okay.
And you're gonna get a dope ass match.
So, okay.
I think Cesaro winning is Royal Rumble time. You need Royal Rumble favorites. So when you have when you see a Cesaro win, oh man, you get ready for the Royal Rumble because it's Royal Rumble time. Oh shit, maybe it's a chance. Maybe it's a chance. Emotionally invested.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Oh shit. Hey, let's go pull the trigger finally.
Right.
Run for Cesaro, only to get his ass thrown out
at number 11. Oh, what the fuck? It's so fucking bullshit. How the fuck is Cesaro not one of the last 4 in the Royal Rumble? Yeah, I know. I'll be on Twitter.
A new talk show with Bailey, and the talk show was fun. Matter of fact, it was hilarious. Even the wife laughed because she was like, she laughed because when she told her, "Now you got to go through the door and ring the doorbell." Like,
yo, Bailey is great.
Like, yeah, Bailey is the evolution of Bailey's character is even better. Which I saw Bailey on Twitter asked to be placed in the Dusty Invitational because now they're doing it for the women's side too.
Yes, I've seen that.
I hope, and this I'm gonna throw it out there, put Bailey and Bianca together.
Really?
Put them together. Because their feud is basically like, bitch, I'm better than you. No, bitch, I'm better than you. But it's not like, man, bitch, I'm better. No, it's not. It's bitch. Bitch.
Right.
It's a nice rivalry. There's no anger. I ain't seen no anger out of when Bianca Belair faced Bailey a couple of weeks ago. She smiled as Bailey was coming down the ring.
She was trying to do a little dance and shit.
She was happy. This ain't she. I mean, the only thing I say with Bianca Belair is, I mean, the heel side brings out the mean streak.
Yeah.
But the face one is just like, not I'm happy to be here. It is, I am the EST, but It's like a nice, friendly competition.
Right. It's like, but don't get your ass whooped type of deal.
Right. You don't get your ass whooped, but we're going to have fun.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to put the Vaseline on my face today, but we going to have
fun. Right. No, I do. No, I do like that. Yeah, Bailey going from Rainbow Bright to like soccer mom that can fight is kind of funny, man. This has been great. This has been great, and I like that. I've been waiting for the ding dong hello shirts, but for to change it to a whole segment, that's even better. That's even better. Like that's gonna get the shirts moving.
But right, and we invested. But then the finale, and I gotta shoot here.
Okay, let's go.
I have to shoot here. This is the main reason why I tell people don't overreact to the storyline, ladies and gentlemen. Because when you overreact to the storyline, you look like a dunce cat, one. Two, and even more importantly, this is sports entertainment.
Exactly.
This is not the NFL playoffs today, ladies and gentlemen. This is not the NBA finals. This is not even James Harden being my size when they played the Lakers on Tuesday and on Friday being your size.
Hey, James Harden. Hey, that's the first thing I've ever liked about James Harden in my life, by the way. I don't even like this nigga, man. I'm sorry, I start calling black people nigga. But that fool, that is funny. That is funny. You can tell he hangs around a lot of strippers because only that kind of out of the box thinking to get the kind of money and be in the place that you want. It happened from a woman that shakes her ass for men that throw like salaries at her nightly.
This is not him taking a 72-day juice cleanse. This ain't even that.
Right.
When will y'all understand wrestling is the young and the restless? It is days of our lives.
General Hospital.
It is General Hospital. It is All My Children. It is One Life to Live.
Yeah, it is.
They're just athletic. This is if Erica Kane could run track. If Natalie Chandler can hoop.
Yeah.
This is if Adam Chandler could box. This is like if Trevor can do MMA. Yes, I watched them shows when I was younger. Them are real characters of those people. And those men fucked Erica Kane too.
Believe it. Shout out to them, man.
So the reason why I'm saying this, the reason why I'm telling y'all this is because last week in the First Black Chat group, Ricky Brown sounded the fucking alarm. I can't believe they would do this to Shinsuke Nakamura. He should leave. Boogie D. They're only putting him in this spot because they don't want him to go to AEW. That motherfucker could have been with the AEW.
Yeah, Boogie. Hey, if you seen the graphics from AEW, he was like third on their dream roster. Like they want him to come.
Right.
He don't want to go.
He don't want to go. He's comfortable where he at. Like y'all ain't got nothing for me. That's cool. Shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna chill and convert this to yen. And y'all call me when you need me to come back to the States. I'm here.
Need me the job to AJ Styles? Got you.
Man,
this is what. So when last night, well, excuse me, not last night, but Friday on SmackDown, again, watch the show. The seeds were set. As soon as Paul Heyman, the TV screen comes on, and Paul Heyman is talking to Roman Reigns about the contract, you know something's up. You know something. I got this. Consider it taken care of. Adam Pearce, he goes to him to sign the contract. And then he goes back. And he says, hey, I signed it, and it's a no disqualification match. Roman Reigns, he wants what he wants. Paul, this ain't enough, fam. Fuck is wrong with you? You know me. I want a last man standing match. Adam Prince is like, oh man, this is fucked up. But I guess I got to give you what you want. Paul Heyman like, no, you got to do it tonight in front of him. Come on, man. If you ain't know the finesse was in.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Then he signs the fam. Look, I understand that Adam Pearce is a 5-time NWA World Champion. He's in the NWA Hall of Fame. Scrap Daddy. I was acting like, yo, I want to see how this works. Only because of the dramaticism of it. Him getting his ass whooped, him just fighting back, only to get his ass whooped even more. We knew it wasn't going to be no squash if they wrestled. But the best part of this is he's walking up the ramp and he just goes, looks at his leg and go, ow. Damn. He gets to the ramp and goes, oh man, feeling a little bit of a twinge in my knee. I don't know if I'm going to be medically cleared to wrestle. But just like in every WWE contract, card is subject to change. Matter of fact, I got your opponent for you right now.
Yeah.
Kevin Owens. Hey, if you watch the beginning of Raw, Paul Heyman said, hey man, you know how these WWE contracts are. They had the same language. They just changed the names on the contract. We just add what the match is going to be and change the names. So Paul Heyman was dumb enough to forget that card subject to change is not only in the contract, shit is in the goddamn commercial at the bottom with an asterisk, because we're going to be fucking around and dealing with that shit with Drew McIntyre.
Yeah.
So when I see this, that's why in the group I say, hey, oh, forgot. Just in case. Hey, we overreacting today? That's storylines. Roman Reigns still isn't getting what he wants in this. He wants to be done with Kevin Owens. So now we get to see him versus Kevin Owens in a last man standing match. I don't think it's going to happen, but I would not be shocked or surprised if Kevin Owens wins this match.
Really?
Yes. I think he's going to lose it, but here's why I will not be surprised if he wins. Because Elimination Chamber is coming up weeks after that.
True.
So he can have all of us scared, or he can give y'all what y'all want. Frequent world title shots.
I dig it.
Win.
I dig it. You know what? With this breakdown, honestly, what I see Royal Rumble as the night that the Usos return at full strength.
What did I say?
Yeah.
What did I say?
because hey,
go ahead. I got the red herring for you.
Okay, cool. Because I was going to say, because Kevin Owens might have figured out how to beat Jay and Roman, but can he beat Jimmy, Jay, and Roman? No, especially not in the last man standing match. Hey, it's going to be a point where Roman Reigns is going to sit in the ring like this until they get done putting him to the mat, and that's it. Floor is yours.
We looking up in that joint and we see Apollo Crews. Apollo Crews is only there if Jimmy can't make it to Royal Rumble. So we thinking, oh man, he talking to Apollo, so we already know Apollo gonna be this and that if they needs to be. He part of the bloodline, blah, 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 blah. Nah, nigga. Jimmy gonna pop out that bitch and super kick the fuck out of Kevin Owens. But if he's not cleared to do so, that's when it's going to be Apollo. Come on, man. Y'all gotta watch wrestling more, not just for the action inside of the ring. Actually pay attention to the goddamn storylines. We ain't steered y'all wrong yet.
Nope, at all. At all. Even when we wrong, we got y'all thinking like, "Ooh, I want to see this then."
Right.
Or what if this happened like this?
Right, because last week, nigga show was, man, I was wondering if Cam's prediction was going to come.
Yeah, right.
I mean, we making y'all, we're not coming here in this pod. Matter of fact, here's an advertisement for First Black Channel. Look, man, when we do this show, we're not getting too emotionally involved in why things ain't happening or are happening. Mm-hmm. We want to open y'all mind so we can show y'all what could happen. Mm-hmm. We want y'all to get back to having fun and paying attention to storylines and paying attention to the cerebral aspect of wrestling. Because anybody can go up in the ring and slam somebody and give them a leg drop or hit them with an elbow. Right. But everybody can't be strategists in the ring. That's why there's no such thing as a scientific wrestler anymore.
Hey, there you go.
That's right. So where you gonna go to actually learn something, be strategic, get these stories lined out the way, and still get what you want from a professional wrestling landscape? We're gonna actually give y'all something that y'all don't get on these other podcasts. Perspective.
Hey,
you're only gonna get that from First Black Champ. Camp, bang, we are on the way to hour number 2. Well,
yeah,
we're not going to hour number 3. We ain't raw on this though, but I just want
no.
This is perspective. Perspective is wrestling. I'm looking absolutely. at right now as we do this pod, because I said this is the time when bang snaps, leading to what we heard these last 2 days, at least me on Clubhouse. I am watching Royal Rumble 1998. Camp, do you remember what happened in Royal Rumble 1998?
Oh yeah, definitely remember 98. 98, was that Stone Cold's 2-time?
The first time. I believe it was the first time. No, it's the second time. No, excuse me. My bad when I'm watching it. No, this is the hit on Stone Cold Steve Austin in the Royal Rumble.
When McMahon tear both of his quads and
no. He ain't tear his quads on this one. This is the hit.
Maybe I don't remember 98.
No, that's the quads is John Cena and Batista.
You're right. No. Hold up. I'm gonna do my Googles here.
I
just even know the winner.
I want to let you do your Googles here.
Okay. Because I don't want to. All I need is the winner. We'll figure this out.
You were close with the winner, though.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Hey, Vader won a match in that bitch.
Yes, he did. He won it against Goldust. The artist formerly known as Goldust.
Oh, no. I was right. Steve Austin did win that one.
Yes.
Yeah.
But remember what happened? It's the hit on him.
Yes.
Yeah. Because what did they not want to happen?
Him to win the Royal Rumble and beat Vince's ass.
Not just beat Vince's ass, but they didn't want to go to the Royal Rumble against him and Shawn Michaels.
Right. Yeah. Right.
So the hit happens. Mm-hmm. So the Royal Rumble, if you watch the Royal Rumble, while the Royal Rumble was good, it culminates in the hit on Stone Cold. Whoever takes him out and eliminates him gets money.
Yeah.
Storyline within the storyline, ladies and gentlemen. Storyline within it.
Shit. I'm looking at the card. Yeah, when DX beat the Undertaker in the casket match. Yeah. Okay. All right. It's flooding back now. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So again, storylines. storylines, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. Like, yo, what are we doing here? Because we know what that leads to. The casket match.
Yes.
We know what that leads to. We ain't even got to talk about that.
Right.
But that's a storyline within itself.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker in 1998.
Yeah.
Because one of the biggest moments in wrestling history happens in 1998. Storyline within a storyline.
Yeah.
You didn't hear us talk about again how The Undertaker lost his own match.
Right. Because at the Royal Rumble, we're actually used to it.
He died at the Royal Rumble before, ladies and gentlemen. Even the Legion of Doom versus the New Age Outlaws. Mm-hmm. Even that, by disqualification, they fucked up the Legion of Doom after that. Mm-hmm. Like it's storylines and storylines. Because look, I'm looking at the Royal Rumble right now.
Okay.
Everybody stops. You got The Rock, you got Mark Henry, all of them stops when Stone Cold music pops on. Everybody stops to look at the ramp. He came behind him, and now everybody's whooping his ass. Except for Mark Henry, who's whooping the Rock's ass right now. And then that's when Stone Cold starts throwing everybody out. Yeah. The storyline of that Royal Rumble was getting Stone Cold the fuck up out of here.
Yeah. No, that's a fact.
Like that made us emotionally invested. Mm-hmm. But if you do that storyline now, niggas get mad and upset.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But why? Why?
Well, now it's because, Stone Cold has gotten too many chances, right? that would be the first thing. Stone Cold gets all the chances. How come we're not going to give this chance to Cesaro? How come Zack Ryder couldn't have a moment like this? Like, think about what you're fucking asking.
Yeah, because I got something on that too, especially with the list of people who didn't win world championships. Like, I understand the gripe of wrestling right now when it comes to the writing. I do, because part of it is not really making us invested into the product.
Now, but hold on though.
Go ahead.
Because I like the point you're making here. Is it the story? Like I'm playing devil's advocate based on how I feel about the first 15, 16 days of wrestling?
Yep.
Do you think that's more on the writers now, or is it on the characters themselves?
That's where I was going, actually.
Let's go.
Sometimes you give somebody something on paper and they just can't put it out there. Like, let's keep it real. You could give me and Denzel Washington the same script. Who gonna act that bitch better?
I mean, hey man, I got faith in you though, so I ain't gonna just say Denzel gonna watch me.
Here's where I'm going. Who's gonna act that better? It's dependent on the script.
True.
Denzel Washington can act like he's from the west side of Chicago. I'm from the west side of Chicago.
There you go.
So it's gonna come off more naturally.
Yeah. Now, he definitely can't out west side you. He definitely can't
out west side me at all. But what he can do is, because while it might be more natural to me, he can go to the west side of Chicago. He can immerse himself from everything to the West Loop to get the bougie part of it, to Holy City to get the nigga parts of it, to get to Austin, North Austin, Lawndale. He can walk around that bitch. He can go sleep underneath a viaduct. He can go to everywhere, to El Grand, he can go knock on Abe's and Tommy's right now on Chicago Avenue and Laramie, and it's closed. But you can still smell the Polish sausage and the goddamn ungrilled onions, right? He can still smell. Oh, I know what y'all was talking about. I can smell it. He could go to the Walgreens on Chicago Avenue and Central.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna meet a couple of crackheads, and next thing you know, hey, what up, Joe? What up, Joe? What's good? God, these niggas capping, man. Fuck y'all talking about. God damn, this nigga Denzel Washington from the West Side. You have wrestlers who just ain't doing that.
Right.
Flipping comes natural to Ricochet.
Yeah.
But being T-Bar don't to Shane Thorne.
Right. Yeah, nobody should want to be a T-Bar ever.
Nobody should want to be a T-Bar, but you know what?
Google T-Bar.
Right, Google that. But he's immersing himself in that to even Twitter, like Goldust. I watched a lot of Goldust this weekend and made me go, man, I gotta give that character a lot more respect.
Yeah, facts.
Anybody who and I'm not talking about the Undertaker here. I'm talking about people underneath now. And like, you know the work it took for him to immerse himself into that. I didn't even think of the name Goldust.
Right.
With the dust part. Dustin.
Yeah.
Is that a time? Like, even the artist formerly known as now, we did see on Twitter an episode of Raw that I didn't see.
Yo, you never seen that one?
Never seen that one, G. That was first.
No joke. I seen it, and honestly, it flew right by me because, and I'll say this. I mean, obviously, I'm a teenager at the time, so I'm not really in my race relations bag like that. Yeah, it's Goldust and literally black face. Like he put black paint over his face and then wore a black afro. Like he literally looked headless. That it was so much black on his face. But I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why that flew over my head, because that is the period of time where they label him as being unstable and out of control since Terry left. Because I think he showed up with a dominatrix with a rubber ball in his mouth and like and like a spike boosty, I think the week before. And then like he was just like a baby the other week. So it was like he doing a bunch of dumbass, goofy ass shit. And true, hey, showing up in blackface with a gold chain and afro with some dumbass, goofy ass shit. But the Nation of Domination should have beat the shit out of his ass because, hey, we ain't even in this match tonight, but fuck that shit you on right there, fam. We not doing it. But it don't happen that way. So like literally, the Jedi mind trick of this is, yeah, he could never get that shit off a second today. But they didn't even play into it back then for us to say like, oh yeah, hey, he's being disrespectful to black people and black culture. It was just like, oh man, hey, this nigga tweaking.
Right. So even when I'm watching this Royal Rumble right here, the last two people in this Royal Rumble were Stone Cold and The Rock. The Rock was the Intercontinental Champion at this time.
Mm-hmm.
So they already planted the seeds for you with Stone Cold versus The Rock again, just now for a major title and not the Intercontinental Championship. Pay attention to the storylines, but also Cass probably, in this day and age, Cass would have been mad as hell if The Rock didn't win that Royal Rumble at this time.
Oh, hell yeah.
But then when he throws out the Big Show at the Royal Rumble in what was it, 2000? Niggas would have been mad. Yeah. Which leads me now to the bulk of our discussion, the bulk of the rest of the show, Clubhouse. So Boogie D had invited both of us into a pro wrestling conversation on Clubhouse. I can't remember the name of the group.
Yeah,
I don't remember the name of the group, but it was a very interesting conversation to say the least. And I know that Camp from the port felt a way.
Hell yeah!
I'm pretty much here is going to feed him more. He is the lion here, and this part he's the lion. And I'm just going to feed him steaks. I'm going to feed him steaks all the rest of the show, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be very interesting. So steaks. So here comes the steaks.
Let's go,
man. It's red meat, ladies and gentlemen. So in this conversation, and I didn't know the ages of some of these folks until afterwards.
Okay.
They were younger than us. Some of these
Okay.
cats were like 23, 24 at the very least. Still no excuse.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, that's definitely no excuse.
Especially with the network. But still no excuse. It's just a caveat here. But
Yeah.
they were having a conversation about, do you like AEW or WWE more?
Yes.
Now, we both like WWE more. We
Mm-hmm.
see the potential in AEW, but they have a long way to go.
Mm-hmm.
We understand that they have a long way to go. But I know you felt some type of way at some of the comments, especially some of the ones that was aimed at you when you had said certain things about how Vince doesn't care about AEW at this point. One of the comments that was thrown at you is that he doesn't care, but he put NXT on the USA on Wednesdays. We are in the entertainment business. We know that they were talking and that they were been wanting to put NXT on the USA schedule. This is what USA wanted. This was also the contract. Also, originally, actually, AEW was supposed to come on Tuesdays.
Thank you.
Because of the NBA schedule.
Thank you.
But that's neither here nor there.
Yeah. So, okay. If I remember my statement correctly, because I want to quote myself specifically based on what they took from what I said. So I said, well, obviously, in the AEW versus WWE debate, if you will, I chose the WWE. And the reason why I chose the WWE, because I was like, the AEW has to have 5 profitable books with a new superstar before they can even begin to say they are in a conversation of worth being paid attention to. And I also make the statement that they are still relying on their legend / older talent to move the needle. And that's not going to get it done when you have Drew McIntyre and Roman Reigns. And no matter how good or bad Drew McIntyre is doing, that's still not going to move a needle from a company that was showing record profit before the year ended and we got to the fourth quarter in the WWE. So now, at that moment, people begin to get irate because that's what AEW people do. They're just so mad that Vince is winning at life that they fucking hate my mans. You know what I'm saying? They hate my uncle, man. It's some bullshit, right? So then from this perspective here, somebody is like, what do you mean they're not pushing 2 talent? They got Darby Allin with Sting. And I was like, listen to what you just said. And y'all think Sting being signed is one of the reasons why they're winning right now. And I call complete bullshit on that. So you're like, it's 2021. It's 2021. And again, and check the archives. Matter of fact, I want to splice out what I said about Sting and his WrestleMania shit about the cinematic match and how he didn't deserve it in the first place. Because I see people need to hear that shit right now, right?
Yeah.
People need to hear that shit forever and ever. But listen, ladies and gentlemen, people of that Clubhouse group that we were in, listen, if you're thinking that Darby Allin getting a push is Darby Allin being with Sting, then you don't know what the fuck is going on in front of your own 2 eyes, ears, mouth, and mind. All right? What they're doing, honestly, is they're coaching Darby Allin on how to be Sting. Because he's doing the shit fucking wrong.
Yeah.
Like, he looked like he's chilling, like he has no fucking friends, versus he's looking anonymously from the rafters. It's a fucking difference. You can spot a lame that's just got no friends at the lunch table alone, and then you can spot the person that just want to be by his fucking self. Don't bother. It's a difference.
There you go.
And Darby Allin can't do it. That's why Sting is there. So, but y'all in y'all own mind don't even know that y'all more hyped about seeing Sting than seeing Darby fucking Allin. Like, y'all think that's a feat? This nigga 63. Wait, no, is he 63? Like, he close as fuck. He close as hell to that. Like, him and Rick ain't far off in age, in that respective legend, like legend time. Like, hey, you're in this wing of, hey, we don't need to see you anymore.
You were close. See? He's 61.
Boom. Sting is 61 fucking years old. Look, I told y'all 63. That's where I'm at with this. So there. Also, again, y'all was complaining about the young talent, blah, 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 this, that, and the third. Again, Jericho, first champ, 50. No matter how we feel about anything, I still don't believe that Jericho had to have the title that long with the inner circle as his faction. If the real goal was about competing and getting the title over. I think personally, where they are right now, especially when they knew they had money with MJF, that they should have been feuding over the title. It's just up for grabs. It's a new federation. You could literally have a feud take place and a story take place that is journeying for about 2 months and it cultivating with MJF being the first title holder ever. Or you can have Chris Jericho win it, bring more awareness, and then have him instantly drop it to close out the year. You can have those things happen. Both of those things can happen at the same time.
And if people put the belt on people to put them over, how good it would have been for Chris Jericho to lose the belt to MJF and put him over.
Thank you.
Instead of, or Jon Moxley, who is a WWE name, pretty much, even though he is Jon Moxley in the Indies and people know him. Mm-hmm. Mainstream, they know Dean Ambrose, so they know who he looks like. They know what it is. MJF loses to the bigger name. Instead of losing it to the 37-year-old Kenny Omega. But carry on.
Thank you. And to add to that, everybody that was complaining, think about how you feel when the WWE guy that you feel should get more chances goes to another federation and then wins the damn title.
Oh, I have something on that. I'm going to still let you rock because I have something on leaving to go win titles somewhere else.
Yeah, we got to talk about that. We definitely have to talk about that
now real quick.
Yeah, let's go. Let's stay right there.
What did it do to Christian when he left the WWE and won the Impact or the TNA World Heavyweight Championship?
It increased his cachet for everybody else for him to return to the WWE.
As what?
As a title contender.
No, he was not when he came back.
Yes, I'm sorry.
When Christian Cage came back to the WWE, they put his ass on ECW.
That is right. That is my mistake. Yes. Because the Impact title at that time was under the Intercontinental title.
And it still is.
It just is.
Matter of fact, I'll even go deeper for you people that were on Clubhouse that don't know your wrestling. Mm-hmm. See, you don't have to like certain shit, but you got to know some shit because I got some shit for that too. You got to know, like, if you know your Black history, right? Know your wrestling history.
There you go.
Ricky the Dragon. Okay, it was in the group yesterday that they asked. In the Clubhouse joint, they asked for your favorites who never won a championship.
Okay.
And I heard somebody say Ricky the Dragon Steamboat.
What? See? Hey, and that's when I leave quietly. See?
I was like, what? No, I had to hear all of this out. Mm-hmm. And I was like, wait a minute. He was an NWA world champion. And Buddy was like, he should have won it. Like, when he came back from the larynx and everything, he should have wrestled for the championship right after that. And I was like, wait a minute. He should have wrestled who?
Right.
Hogan? Now, I'm not saying this. I'm just like, wait a minute.
Right.
Who,
but these are legit questions.
Who? He wrestled Macho Man.
Mm-hmm.
Beats him.
Mm-hmm. So he's a title holder then.
Who's supposed to drop the belt to go up against Hogan? Like, what are we talking about here?
Thank you.
I ain't gonna say shit. So I ain't gonna say shit. I'm not gonna say shit.
But wait, real quick though.
Oh, go ahead.
So he supposed to win it, right? And then an hour later come out and be like, you know what, Gene? This, even though this is a prestigious title and I'm glad to hold this, I'm going to give this back up. We can give it back to the Macho Man. We can do a tournament or whatever because I want Hogan. I want the winner of Hogan Andre to like next. That's what I want.
No, but wait, there's more. So Boogie, shouts out to Boogie here.
Mm-hmm.
Boogie says, well, in 1989, he was the world champion. And dude said, wait a minute, he was?
See?
That's when I said, yeah, he had, WCW in 89 was one of the best years ever because of him and Ric Flair. Boogie was like, yeah, he had a trilogy with Ric Flair, Chi-Town Rumble, Clash of Champions, the Great American, I think it was the Great American Bash, one of them. He's like, oh, man, I wasn't even watching wrestling around that time.
Oh my God. Hey, Google the wrestler you're caping for. How about that?
I even heard somebody say Vader.
Oh, no. Come on. Nope. That ain't happening. That ain't happening.
Yes. So.
No.
So.
No fucking way. No fucking no right now. No fucking way that happened.
So what happened was this. I jumped there. I said, hey, wait a minute. Like, I hear a couple of names of people who actually won world titles. I heard Kurt Hennig. He was the AWA champion. I heard Vader. He was the WCW world champion. I heard who I just named that quick. I just forgot.
You named Vader. You named Ricky. Yeah, Ricky.
He's world champion. Like, what are we doing here? What's going on? Are we just saying WWE champion? Because even Bobby Lashley was the Impact world champion,
and the ECW.
Yeah. So are we? But they didn't. Did they say ECW world or is ECW champion?
Well, no. I don't know because the rebrand that
I was being technical as fuck. I was just being technical as fuck because I just want to make sure. And they was like, okay. They was like, nah, this is what we doing. Name the company and who should have been a champion in that particular company. I said, okay, all right, better.
Okay.
Because I want to make sure that I know before I make any answers. Now, I already said my answer was Jake the Snake. Jake the Snake didn't sniff a world championship. Even when he went to WCW, he fought Sting in the spin the wheel, make a deal in the coal miner's glove match. But at the best, he got like a U.S. title shot. Like you could probably count on one hand how many title shots you actually saw Jake the Snake Roberts get.
Right. Okay. And unfortunately, one of them is the $1 million title shot.
We hear. So I hear the same name, Scott Hall. But then I hear Ramon should have won the world championship. And I'm like, against who? Should he have beaten Bret Hart?
Basically, is what they're saying, yeah.
Should he have beaten Diesel?
Right. Yeah, his buddy. Yeah. Should that happen?
Okay.
How about Shawn Michaels? Michaels in 95 or 96?
When should Diesel had been? No, excuse me. When should Razor Ramon had been? At what exact moment? Now, that's what I'm getting to here. I don't want to go too far for deep end, but the reason why I hate conversations like that is because anybody can say, "Man, Bobby Lashley should have won the world championship." but when. Let's actually look at the landscape. Let's actually look at who was the champion. Let's look at who the company was pushing, and know and understand that it was possibly no way in hell that this person was going to defeat that person to win said belt. Even first, shouts out to Jonathan Hood. People kept naming people, and I was the only person that actually like gave some context.
Okay.
And when I said Jake the Snake Roberts, it's like he was the secondary. He got all of Hulk Hogan's secondary challenges, but he also DDT'd Hulk Hogan on the Snake Pit, and niggas cheered. So as a heel, Hogan could have did a job for him and got the belt back. He could have been at the very least a transitional champion.
Right.
I gave you some context. Oh man. I think Mr. Perfect should have won the championship. When? Yeah. I could tell you when, but you tell me when.
Right.
Oh, man, he should have won it at some point. Man, WrestleMania 9. So he was supposed to beat Yokozuna? No, I can tell you when Mr. Perfect should have gotten a title shot at the very least. And
title shot. Yeah.
We talked about it here. When he took the belt on the night of Saturday night's main event and put the hammer and the nail to that bitch to destroy the belt.
Yeah.
He should have went up against Hulk Hogan, in my opinion, at WrestleMania 6 for the World Championship.
And that shows you how unimportant the title was more than the story. First Black Champ podcast. You should understand what we're doing here.
You see how I just gave y'all niggas a storyline amongst the show?
Yeah.
He told y'all about an hour ago. The best fuse, even for the belt don't matter.
Nope.
Fucking in 2 cases, the $1 Million Man bumped that bitch and didn't get it.
Right.
Mr. Perfect destroyed the belt and didn't even get a title shot on a major pay-per-view.
Nope.
He had the privilege of getting thrown out by Hulk Hogan in the Royal Rumble.
Oh, there you go. And that matters way more for him.
Yes. And he ended up after that, they said, this is what we're going to do for you. Ultimate Warrior is going to go over. We're going to have a tournament that's going to be on WWF Superstars, and you're going to beat Tito Santana for the title. If you guys listen to Something to Wrestle with Bruce Pritchard, I learned even something else that was shocking to me.
Okay, let's go.
That makes even more sense to what you're saying. Bret Hart wasn't the only person they talked about putting that belt on when he got it for the first time. They actually thought very strongly about giving that belt to Tito fucking Santana.
Wow. 94 Tito Santana, 92, 93 Tito Santana?
El Matador.
Wow.
Because he'd been there for so long and they wanted a steady influence with the title. Sometimes that title don't mean shit.
Yeah. You changed the whole landscape if Tito Santana got it.
Right.
As El Matador.
Right. But when you do it, it has to mean something.
Right.
Hulk Hogan in the 90s, in the mid 80s and early 90s, the only time it meant something for him to drop the belt is the tournament to give it to Macho Man. But did Macho Man defeat him for the title?
Yep.
And the only person that it would have actually meant something would have been him.
Yeah.
It would have been him. Everybody can't get the belt.
Right.
Everybody can't be checked. What did I say the name of the shirt is, Camp?
The name of the shirt that you can find on the First Black Champ podcast merch store will be Everybody Can't Be Champ. Somebody got to play the mid card.
And you know why? Because only a selected few at that time. So I could have wanted Jake the Snake Roberts to win that belt, but was it best for business? Right. Which I'm going to tell you about it. I'm going to give you some more steak here. I'm about to give you some more red meat.
Awesome.
I'm going to tell you about an argument. It turned into a mini argument.
Oh, okay. I like the mini arguments. I do. I really do. Mini argument.
Because they started shitting on Booker T.
Oh, wait, whoa, hold on now.
The coon and the bootlicker and all of that shit.
How?
And because of his back and forth with Sasha Banks. That shit.
Oh, okay. So they're mad at post-career Booker T.
Right. But career Booker T came up. And a young lady, forgot her name, and this was more of an education for me.
Okay.
Because I don't think people pay attention to certain stuff. But she had talked about Booker T and the Triple H thing, but she brought up the original plan for Harlem Heat was the Shackles.
Okay.
Let them know that they never came out to the Shackles. Ole Anderson pitched it.
Right.
And they all actually was like, nah, it's doing a little bit too much.
Okay.
But I had to explain to them, but at that time, what y'all got to understand is that it wasn't a lot of black people on these cards. It wasn't a lot of black people on TV. So we could talk all this black empowerment shit in 2020, 2021 now. But you didn't even have a space for that in 1993.
Right. The 90s, ladies and gentlemen.
Right. You have to get on. So I'm not going to get mad at Booker T about some shit that possibly could have happened in 1993. What I'm also not going to get mad at is, and somebody else said it too, Booker T said that him losing against Triple H was best for business. So if he says that, he's actually in the business and he's actually in these, I can't get mad at him for saying that. I could still say that what I'm used to is at WrestleMania, the face chases the heel for the belt and the face wins.
Yes, correct.
But in hindsight, when you look at it, I tend to agree with Booker T because the trajectory of Triple H, which it made him a monster heel.
Yeah.
He was already a heel. He became a superstar Billy Graham heel at that moment. I just don't like the fact that they used the racial overtones to get the match over in order for him to win.
Absolutely.
But shit, the white man getting over on the black man at this point on how he did it made him even more of a dastardly heel than he was when the match happened.
Yeah. And on top of that also, even just calling back to the Drew McIntyre thing, Booker T's best moments are when he's heel. You know, during the Austin Booker T feud, he was a heel. King Booker.
Right, but I got told when that happened that I was wrong and that Booker T is a bootlicker.
Whoa, damn. Yo, what the fuck? Come on, man. Hold up, man. Hold on, man. So strictly off the fact that they're playing on the storyline, which, by the way, let's keep it factual. The interview with Michael Cole helped Triple H clean this up. They still trying to, and due to the fact that Booker T said that was best for business, he's the bootlicker. Fam, okay. Let's start from here. So let's start from here. And this is again another thing that we talked about, which is delivery of storyline. Now, they're on record, like Bruce Pritchard is even on record, they're saying there was never supposed to be a racial under or overtone with this Booker T Triple H title match storyline.
We talked about it. We said that we understand what they're saying, but they just didn't understand what terms and things meant,
right,
and how it's going to come off.
Right, exactly. And although looking back, the very first promo was racist as fuck, what it was supposed to be, which was greatly and poorly delivered by Triple H, is that you can't fuck with me because you from WCW.
Yep.
That was supposed to be the storyline because Booker T is at this time the flag carrier of people that get bought by Vince but still make it work. Like, we forget Booker T is the only person over at this moment that was purchased in the WCW transaction. Because you have. Go ahead.
I'm going to go even further than that. It was one reason why I didn't like how that was presented specifically to Booker T. But we also got to realize, don't nobody from that other company go over on somebody from my company on the biggest night of the year.
Hey, that's what I told y'all about Sting ass too.
That's exactly. You come from there. I'm not putting you over at WrestleMania because I didn't. But is Ron Simmons a bootlicker? Because he went through two of them storylines.
Right. I mean, if that's the criteria, he has to be. He has to be.
Is Bad News Brown a bootlicker? The storyline, Ric Flair used that storyline with Junkyard Dog. Is Junkyard Dog a bootlicker? No. Yeah. Just at that time, things were different.
Right, exactly.
If you actually go and do your history, which you are allowed to on the WWE Network, and Google,
it's readily available.
You can know that a lot of these storylines, even racial, are regurgitated.
Right. And bang, let's clarify why though too. Let's clarify why the racial undertones in wrestling matches and wrestling storylines were so salacious, so sensationalized and malicious.
Let's go.
Because they wanted Black people to come and watch wrestling too.
Bingo.
Like, bruh, what y'all don't understand is that we didn't grow up in the Jim Crow era. So we don't understand how all of our moms, dads, uncles, great uncles, and they homies wanted them to whoop them a cracker. That's what they wanted. I want that hunky get his ass kicked tonight. Like, that motherfucker Peckerwood he gotta fuck him up. And that is the mold. Now, granted, is it very like volatile, and is it a very dangerous game to play? Yeah, absolutely. But the wrestling community itself, they see it as like, well, this is the story. This is the life that's happening out there. You know what I'm saying? There is some big country Southern white boy that come from some money that think that this Black man is unfit to be superior or the champion to him. And we're experiencing that at work. We're experiencing that in sports. We are experiencing that on the at the pub, at the local pub. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are things that are happening. Even if y'all show up at the same casino, Black folks' money ain't as good as white folks' money at the same casino. So I get where y'all going, and I understand the overall scope, but you gotta understand that they were pulling storylines based on the true story for a lot of the earlier, like 70s, 80s, and even 90s storylines that you're watching. So let's not call the Black folks they trusted bootlickers to develop character, to tell story, and let's not forget to get paid in the main event spot when it came to wrestling. Because the other thing that y'all don't understand is it wasn't 5 black people to pick from to do these stories with. Not 5. We got 5 black champions in the WWE right now alone.
So, as Jonathan Hood has said to me a lot lately, your son is better off than us because of what he's seeing now.
Yes.
He's going to be used to seeing this, where we still ain't used to seeing black chat. We're used to seeing them lose.
Right, exactly.
So when we pick them out of hope.
Yeah.
But I'm going to keep it going a little bit. I'm about to throw you a couple of more steaks because I know you was going to eat that steak.
Let's go.
The excuses after you left, I won't say excuses, my bad, y'all.
Hey, if they excuses, they excuses. Let's call it what it is.
No, they're not.
Okay.
I don't want to use the excuse of why you like something. The reason why you like something is, and you said you kind of went to it, the whole thing about the Goldberg thing and his wrestlers, and the fact that AEW was doing a lot of things that both WCW and WWE has done throughout their whole existence, but because AEW does it since they're new, it's cool.
Man, yes. And then, and I'm gonna piggyback off of myself in that room and say this again. Hey, AEW is not inventing the wheel; they're following the Vince blueprint. You just don't like when Vince is doing it. So, with that said, let's transition over into the Goldberg thing because that was like, oh, but they're still using Goldberg. Well, one, Goldberg is like 9 years younger than Sting, right? And and then as we discussed even just the week before, hey, look, that's the white legend that can still do this. Everybody else is pretty much out the game. But this is also transitioning to what I want as a piece of merch added to the First Black Champ page, and I'm glad you perfectly segued me into this and set me up for this. Everybody you like ain't over. Real simple. Everybody you like ain't over.
You got to send that to Boogie too, because his ass talking about the Good Brothers was over.
Yeah. Like, y'all are also forgetting the fact that Goldberg is here because it looks like Drew McIntyre ain't quite moving the tickets for even the Royal Rumble. Yeah. Hey, titles are for ticket movers, ladies and gentlemen.
You have to be a draw.
Yeah, like, yo, hey, listen to the first 5 minutes of that Stone Cold session with Ric Flair, where even big up Hulk Hogan and John Cena, like the people that y'all hate for being wildly popular. He was like, yo, because look, being a great worker ain't just what you do in the ring.
Oh, somebody also said that John Cena was, they shouldn't have put John Cena over because, like, kids didn't like John Cena.
Yeah, I heard that goofy ass shit and I almost threw my broke ass phone. My phone is already janky as shit. I almost threw that motherfucker.
Yeah, somebody, listen to the pod. Somebody actually said that John Cena wasn't over, but he was the #1 merch seller.
Yeah, like he is like, there's nobody that sold more merch than John Cena, like as of right now, correct? Ain't that right? Like the Austin 316 shirt is officially #2 like now.
I think so.
Yo, watch the Ruthless Aggression doc on the network, ladies and gentlemen. Like, John Cena recognized he was over with kids before Vince did. Like, they talk about this. This is common knowledge. Look, don't just get the network and watch the upcoming pay-per-view and hop on Twitter and get mad because a match didn't go your way. And because the thing is right now, and because we and you know what, dang, all this shit is excuses, and I'm gonna tell you why, especially in this era.
Your shit,
All this
coach.
shit is excuses. Because by the time you get to high school, which means you are 14 or 15 years old, and especially in this era, in the age of technology, if you are into something, you should be doing the history on whatever that thing is. If you are into shoes, you should probably want to Google what the first Jordan 1 looked like. You might want to know what the Gary Paytons looked like and the Penny Hardaways and the Kamikazes and the Shaq shoe that was by Reebok before he went to Payless. You know what I'm saying? You might want to look up the fact that Irvin Magic Johnson and Larry Bird had the same fucking Converse deal. and basically all they did was write their name on the side of a fucking shoe until Kevin Johnson and Larry Johnson got the React juice popping, and then Sean Kemp was getting the pumps popping with Dominique Wilkins. You might want to know shit like that.
Talk your shit.
Just like if you just came into wrestling, like right now in this year, and you are of age and you have access to the internet, you should be like, oh man, you know what? I might just want to watch some shit before the year that I wouldn't watch, and just to see if this all makes sense to me right now.
Talk your shit.
If you see everybody with a Hulkamania shirt and you don't really understand why people fucking with Hulk Hogan, watch one pay-per-view. Watch the birth of Hulkamania when he beat the Iron Sheik. And that should give you a good landscape of what's happening at that moment.
We cooking
like,
today.
You know what I'm saying? Like, why do y'all not even want to do the proper knowledge for some shit that you say that you went to?
I'm glad that Camp just threw me that oop real quick. Because I'm about to throw him another steak.
Let's go.
So after that group, they did a watch along. And it was the 1995 Royal Rumble.
Yes, it was.
And I'm in the group and I'm listening to some of the stuff. I'm listening to some of the people that come in the Royal Rumble. And I'm starting to hear, who is this?
See.
Who is that? And I'm starting to get confused. Because I'm like, wait a minute. These are some pretty notable names. Like, I could get somebody not knowing who Manitar is.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I could get that. Like, if you don't know who that is or whatever, but like Tom Pritchard, Quang. When they called Rick the Model Martel the guy from what's the name of the Vice show?
Wait, wait, they thought he was the host of Dark Side of the Ring?
No, they just know him from Dark Side of the Ring.
Oh my God.
That's the guy from Dark Side of the Ring. Oh, I know who Owen Hart is. When Men on the Mission came out, they was like, oh, that's y'all black representation here?
Oh wow.
Yes.
So,
and then went on to say that this was one of the worst Royal Rumbles that they've ever seen in their life.
Okay. So let me tell you where I left. Okay, I'm sorry. All right. Okay. All right, go ahead.
So I said, wait a minute. Have y'all seen this Royal Rumble before? Oh, no, this is our first time. Legit was like, hey, man, I hope the British Bulldog win this. Shawn Michaels still in the ring. Oh, man. Shawn Michaels probably going to be in. I hope the British Bulldog win this. Oh, but wait a minute. But who is? It was only one other person up in there that I knew that shit. Because he was like, yo, that's Timothy Well. He had a tag team with Stephen Dunn. They had a tag team called Well Done. They was going to get a push, but shit just didn't work out. Aldo Montoya came in, and they was like, yo, who is this? Who is this? Who's this dude with who's the Portuguese man of war? Who the fuck is that? It was like, oh, yo, if you watch DCW, then that's just incredible.
Right.
Wait a minute, what? Somebody was like, well, who's just incredible?
All right, man.
Henry Godwin came out, And they was like, yo, who was homie with the overalls? Oh, it's got to be some jobber. It's like, yo, that's a former tag team champion.
Man,
Like,
who has one of the best opening runs of any mid-carder that you've ever seen, assisted by Hillbilly Jim.
So with hearing that, I pass it back to you.
Okay, so let me talk about why I left that room. I was gonna try to sit in because I wanted to hear the commentary based on the AEW WWE debate, not totally sending me into a whole like mental conniption, right? But I knew we were headed downhill when people didn't know why Pamela Anderson was there. And for me, as a person that was watching wrestling avidly in 1995, you know exactly why she was there. Like the promo alone that somebody of that magnitude appeared at a Royal Rumble is already letting you know that the play is in for the guy who enters number one, Shawn Michaels. So the fact that, and then they really tried to make it like they know the real shit. Hey, didn't they date? No, Google who Tommy Lee is, people.
Right.
Like, Google who the fuck Tommy Lee is, all right? So then there's that, right? And then like the shock and awe of Shawn Michaels being number one. That's when I knew I had to go. Because
explain the shock and awe.
Okay. One,
I want the people to know who listen to this pod to know how we were about the shock and awe.
Right. And I was getting right to that. One, because the 1995 Royal Rumble is an unquestioned top 10 Royal Rumble, and very valid argument for it never being removed out of the top 5. And there's really 2 reasons anchoring that fact. This is the first time ever in a Royal Rumble where the number 1 entrant wins the Royal Rumble. This is also the first time the 1 and 2 guys end up at the end. But more importantly, this is the first time that we see the ruling of both feet have to touch the mat be in play. For all cases considered, Shawn Michaels winning this Royal Rumble is what makes this the greatest number 1 contenders match of all time. This is also where you get the solidification of the Iron Man aspect of this match, although respect to Bob Backlund for starting. But Vince, much like all of us knew, Bob Backlund's not going to move the needle to kids about 20 years from now or 30 years from now. Shawn Michaels is now. Shawn Michaels is the future of this company. There's a good chance that 3 generations of wrestling fans will know who Shawn Michaels is by the time he's 50 years old. If we do this right. Look where we are.
And look,
it's 2021. So, and also, again, this WrestleMania sets the tone to let you know who the next superstar is to dominate the entire year.
Long-term storylines.
1990. There's a reason why Something to Wrestle with Bruce Pritchard and also Conrad Murray has an episode called
Conrad Murray killed Michael Jackson.
Yeah, I hate that nigga. I'm sorry. Bad. Conrad Thompson. My bad. Hey, I made the mention beyond the killer, Conrad. That's my bad. I followed you on Clubhouse too. Don't be like that to me. But Conrad Thompson and Bruce Pritchard have a Something to Wrestle with Bruce Pritchard episode that's called 95 Shawn Michaels. Why? Because it is literally one of the most significant buildings of a wrestling superstar ever. And it started with the 1995 Royal Rumble. If you know who the fuck Shawn Michaels is, I don't want to hear about how you're just watching this match for the first time in fucking 2021 when this is the guy that retired Ric Flair. I don't want to hear that shit. Who the fuck are y'all? Why was I talking to you?
So I'm going to explain why. And this is the conclusion that I came to. And this is if you want to call me a snob or I think I know it all, I've heard that in my life before. I've heard you think you know everything. And you know what I've told people? Nah, it's not that I know everything, but I know something.
Hey, my shit is no, I don't know everything. I know this.
Right. I know something. I know something. And something is this. See, I said in the group that I was shocked. I said, you know what? I understand. I truly understand, because even I might look at a match in like 1976 and be like, the fuck is this?
Mm-hmm.
When the first time I saw somebody win a match with the knee lift, I said, oh, hell no.
Yeah.
What is this?
Right.
And knowing my history, moves like that was very dangerous.
Yeah.
And knowing my history, everybody wasn't doing power bombs in 1960.
Right.
So I got to know my history in order to qualify what the fuck is going on in the first place.
Thank you.
So it's all about knowing your history. And what I've learned in these groups, that I can't talk to people that don't know history of wrestling.
I'm with you.
I can no longer talk to, like, shouts out to these groups, because I like the fact that these groups do talk about wrestling. Mm-hmm. But I can't talk to you if you don't know the history. I can't talk to you if you don't know that a lot of these storylines is refurbished and repackaged.
Right. Oh, and that you're mad about it.
And you're mad about it. You're mad about it, but you don't even know that.
Right.
You don't know the history of these cats, and you don't want to know the history.
Yeah.
Is the other part. Like, look, the whole thing about AEW and the Royal Rumble, actually, it made sense. Watching that Royal Rumble made total sense why people love AEW over the WWE. Here's why. That watch party was clear as day. Oh, that's why. Because now watching the Royal Rumble, one or two things got to happen in the Royal Rumble for certain people. They got to get their finisher off. They got to get a spot off. So when Edge comes in, he's spearing 5 or 6 people before he starts getting in there. AJ Styles comes in and he's giving you the phenomenal forearm, or Roman Reigns is giving 5 people the Superman punch. All of those things are happening. They're spots. They're finishers and they're spots. Or the Kofi Kingston, because also in that Royal Rumble, I heard somebody goes, oh, so that's where Kofi Kingston get that from.
Right.
What you said. Hey, man, the feet didn't touch. Oh, that's what. So you thought that was new?
See, damn. Damn.
You thought they just did that? They just thought about it, right? See, AEW is spot heavy.
Yep.
Whole bunch of finishers, kick them out, spot heavy. The Royal Rumble has become that as far as the entertainment. The older Royal Rumbles isn't. You go up in there, you fight. You tell the story within it, because now you have right. I said the 99, I said the 19, I said no. Let me rewind what I was about to say. I said, man, but if y'all don't like 1995, y'all definitely don't like the 1992 Royal Rumble.
Right.
And oh no, hell no, that shit was tough too. We did a watch along with that a couple of weeks ago, and that one was terrible.
Oh my fucking. Yeah. So they don't like two of the top 5 Royal Rumbles. That's
They don't like the
unquestioned.
top Royal Rumble.
Wait, the which one?
1992, Ric Flair.
How? I get what you're. No, hold on, because
I'm saying that they didn't like it. I said that I didn't say. I was like, I didn't say it to the group. I was like, oh, so y'all really don't pay attention to storylines, and y'all don't pay attention to the plot.
Couldn't.
Y'all don't pay attention to the plot. Y'all don't even pay attention to how star-studded that Royal Rumble was, and how a lot of people had a lot of beef with everybody within that bitch. How everybody was trying to get Ric Flair the fuck out of here, because how many enemies that Ric Flair made.
And they've totally ignored Bobby the Brain Heenan selling Ric Flair the entire night.
They didn't even get that part of it.
Yeah,
by watching 1995 and hearing them say that. So when I said from now on, because that's why I didn't even, the only reason why I stayed in that group the next day to see what they were talking about, because it was more people that were a bit older and knew shit.
Yeah.
They knew shit. So I was like, okay, I can stay up in there. But I refuse to be in wrestling conversations with people who don't pay attention to storylines, who don't know their history, who just look for the climax and not the plot.
Right.
Because I've learned that if you look for the climax instead of the whole entire story, all you do is jag off and watch finishes. Watch the end of
it. Right. And to be clear, I want to be crystal clear right now. Y'all can round out. Give me your other 7 whenever you want. But the 3, I think the top 3 Royal Rumbles in order, even as we have this conversation, and I'm thinking of other Royal Rumbles. 92 Ric Flair, 95 Shawn Michaels, 96 Stone Cold. Like those are the 3. Because those 3 set up everything else from 97 on to 2021. I'm not mad at y'all that have the Bret Hart Lex Luger finish in the top 10. I'm not, because that does set up another set of just rules, regulations, and all kinds of shit.
Word that you use here. Set up.
Thank you.
That's why knowing storylines, like actually watching the storyline and watching the plot is important. Really, what they do in the ring as a wrestling match is the climax to everything. Because now you got to take that storyline that you created and execute and tell a story within the ring that is with the storyline that you've created for us before y'all even set foot in that.
Exactly.
If you don't know that, if you're not paying attention to storylines, if you're not paying attention to the small details, I cannot have a wrestling conversation with you. You will barely see. And I know somebody's going to listen to this, and somebody probably within that group might be like, oh, these niggas just tripping. Oh, fuck all that and all that stuff. But I don't care who you are. I don't care what race you are. Me and Roger Ebert cannot have a conversation about movies.
Well, yeah, I'm out.
Because he's going to talk to me about some shit that I'm going to be like, oh, nah. And he's going to look at me. And when I say, man, Friday was the best movie I seen in 1995.
Be like, yo.
To me.
Yeah.
Because we think differently when it comes to shit.
Yeah.
Now, I can have a difference of opinion, but if you don't know your history,
right?
If you don't know people, places, things, if you don't know who fucking Duke, I'm sorry, but if you don't know who Duke the Dumpster Drosy is, we can't have a conversation about wrestling. If you don't know who Salvatore Sincere is, we can't have a conversation about wrestling. If you don't know that Ricky the Dragon Steamboat wasn't the Dragon in 1989, if you don't know that Ricky Steamboat won an epic match to win the title at Chi-Town Rumble in 1989 I don't want to have a conversation with you about wrestling. If you don't know the Big Boss Man used to be fat as fuck and be called Big Bubba Rogers, I don't want to have a conversation with you.
Nope. Yeah. And you don't deserve a conversation. I'm just being honest. If you don't know the significance of Adam Bomb being 30 in that Royal Rumble and the time length that he was eliminated based on his trajectory, we can't have a real conversation about it, because you should know things like that. I'm just being honest with you all. It is very disappointing because a lot of you that talk up this AEW shit, y'all, I'm starting to realize that y'all don't even believe. I don't even believe that y'all know where these wrestlers actually came from beforehand. Like, I really don't think you know. Like the fact that we were having a conversation about AEW and nobody went further back with Cody Rhodes than Stardust. I was pissed at that.
Somebody actually did. I think you had left.
Because I definitely left.
Somebody was talking about characters and everything, and Cody, and it was like, fam, somebody said, fam, you don't realize that Cody Rhodes was Stardust in the WWE, G. Like, y'all don't realize that? And somebody was like, what was that?
See? You don't even know where the owner been, man. How we gonna talk about wrestling, man? Yeah. And he's the third, and he started off as third on the totem pole of his wrestling family with his older brother and his father being ahead of him. So you don't even see Cody Rhodes until what was that, 2008 or 9? And y'all don't even know.
He came through OVW when he signed a developmental contract with the WWE, and came up through OVW, and they said coming out of OVW he might have been one of the best products.
Like, if we don't, so if you're not even there, like if you don't even know about legacy with Cody Rhodes, I'm not talking to AEW. Look, that's my new thing. This is my new thing. If y'all want to talk about AEW versus WWE with me, tell me where the owner's been. Tell me where he been, because that's the lowest hanging fruit possible.
And you know what, Camp? Here's the thing. If somebody were to say, man, I'm not having no wrestling conversation with you because you don't know too much about New Japan Pro Wrestling, I was like, you know what? I'd be like, you know what? That's cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
If somebody were to say, hey, man, you don't know that much about ROH, I'm not talking to you. Nah, that's cool. I know some shit, but I might not know some specific years, but I know shit. Samoa Joe versus CM Punk was lit.
Right.
That's how they both got them deals that they got with the WWE and TNA, respectively.
And break down why you would know that match specifically.
Because shit, they were saying that was one of the best matches of that year.
And then that's one. But two, I want people to be clear. You were a fan of either or both Samoa Joe and CM Punk. Yep. So what did you start doing, Bang, once you became a fan of those gentlemen?
Looking back, like I always do. Fam, there's not a wrestler that even now, these new cats, I'm like, man, let me see where they've been at. I do that shit now. I do that shit in AEW.
And why?
Because I love wrestling. I love pro wrestling.
You are a real
fan. I am not no casual fan. I'm not no no. I'm the nigga who used to rent Coliseum home video wrestling joints. I'm the dude who knew what the big event was before I knew anybody else did. I'm the person who did that. I'm the person who was like, yo, the wrestling challenge. Oh shit. I'm the one who still go back to old WCW joints. I'm the one that was like, yo, Starrcade 83, let me go ahead and find out what that is. I'm the one who watched them in succession. I'm the one who watches pay-per-views in succession. I am the one who, when they start putting up Raw and SmackDown episodes, start watching them in order. I am the one, when they put WCW Saturday Night and Nitro up there, I not only watched them in succession, I watched the pay-per-view after the episodes. So I watched 3 to 4 episodes of a show and then watch the pay-per-view so I can go back and remember the storylines and see how they correlate today.
And with you saying that, because that is real wrestling fan shit that you're talking, you know what I'm also done with? I'm done with the people that remember an old wrestling and you took a 10, 20, 30-year break and now you're back. And now all of a sudden you assume you know more than everybody else. I'm not here for that either. I'm not.
Like that too. Like
because y'all count even less. Don't get to talk. Don't hop on some platform with me talking to me about Don the Rock Morocco like you really know some shit. No, that means you stopped watching around 87. That's all that means to me.
Right. You
That's
stop.
all.
You stop watching. You stop watching when he had Billy Graham and his manager. But shouts out to dude. But I don't know who it was. I am going to shout out one particular person. It's whoever said yesterday about people who they thought should have won the world championship, and they said Jimmy Snuka, because Jimmy Snuka was one of the biggest wrestlers in the WWE, especially after he lost the Intercontinental Championship match with Don Morocco in the cage, but he gave you the splash off of the top rope. He shot off. He jumped off. And he said maybe his legal issues kind of like fucked that up or whatever. But how big Jimmy Snuka was, he could have been the champion instead of Bob Backlund. I said, you know what? That motherfucker knows what the fuck he talking about.
Yeah, now we respect those type of things because shit. I mean, hey, Jimmy Snuka. I mean, is he the unsung hero of the first spot in wrestling history? Like, I mean, well, you know, like when I say first spot, I'm talking about what we call a spot today, because Jeff Hardy was doing that 3 times a pay-per-view, but they always go back. They always go back to, hey, remember when Snuka jumped off the motherfucking cage, cuz? Like, yeah. So no, hey, you know what? Yeah, but you know, the champ probably can't have warrants. That's all I'm gonna say.
And I'm going to revert back to something that we talked about a little bit earlier before we wrap up. And this is why we going with a shirt. Everybody can't be world champion. Some people got to play the mid card. I am done having conversations about these new cats going to other organizations and becoming champion. Because the fact of the matter is, this shows you why AEW or Impact or TNA, however you want to call them today, or ROH or any of these cats. This is why the WWE will far away be the number one organization.
Let's go.
Because you got to leave them to win a world championship. You never hear somebody from Impact leaving saying, man, if I can't get no world championship here, let me go to the WWE.
You never hear it. You never hear it.
You never heard AJ Styles say, well, shit, if I can't win this here, let me call Vince.
Man, thank you.
Matter of fact, AJ Styles is the wrong person.
No, he's the right person.
He's not the right person, because he's actually a former world champion in there.
No. I'm telling you why he's the right person. No. Wait, hold up.
No. He's a multiple-time Impact World Champion. He's a multiple-time TNA World Champion. Right. That's like Monty Brown. That's like Monty Brown, who didn't win the TNA World Championship. That's like Monty Brown, and also a black man. That's like Monty Brown saying, hey, man, y'all not going to give me the TNA World Championship? Let me call Vince. I'm going to win a world championship there. You know who's the last nigga that happened to, Cam? The last person who got on the phone with Vince McMahon and said, I'm coming there because this nigga won't give me the belt is Hulk fucking Hogan.
Oh my God.
And that's when AWA was still something in professional wrestling. So don't give me no whole thing about this is why this is scared, and don't give me this thing about how in 2 to 5 years AEW is going to be bigger than, and also don't give me this whole thing about, oh man, but he need to leave because Vince won't give him the championship. He'll get this somewhere else because you will never hear anybody ever again since 1984. You will never hear anybody say, I'm leaving this promotion to go to the WWE to win a championship, a major championship, because the only person and the last person to do that shit did that shit in late 1983. And in January 1984, he won the WWF championship. And his name is Hulk Hogan. And I don't like Hulk Hogan. Ain't like him then, don't like him now, and don't like him forever.
There you go.
But that's the only person and the last person that was like, yo, I'm coming over there. Macho Man reportedly said, if I don't win the championship, I'm going to NWA and I'm going to fight Ric Flair and they're going to give me the world championship. You know what they said? They said, hey, we'll give you the belt here. But he had to leave. He was going to leave. And they were like, all right, that's Macho Man. He was 1B. Shinsuke Nakamura is not 1A, 1B, 1C, 1D, 1F, 1G, 1H, 1I, 1J, 1K, 1 elemental P.
He's also not 10C either.
No, go if you want to go and go win the Impact World Championship or the AEW World Championship. Bye, nigga.
Yeah.
Man, get this money because everybody can't be the champion.
Everybody can't be the champion. Everybody like ain't over either.
But you go ahead and get this mid card and get this money.
One, great use of the WWE then, now, forever with Hulk Hogan. That was awesome. And why I say the AJ Styles comment was great. He's a great example because I had to look up the year because I did not want to be wrong. AJ Styles debuted at the Royal Rumble for the WWE in 2016.
They're gonna have the what's the name to that today, I believe, too.
Yeah.
The 4-hour show.
Jared Bank, my guarantee for this episode is that we are less than 5 years away for new or now the new veteran wrestling fans not knowing about AJ Styles' Impact run. That because
no, before you go, I'm gonna tell you right now. Not only are you right, you're too their timeline is way too long.
I was going to go for it.
Because wrestling fan here, there are people who do not know that AJ Styles wrestled in WCW right now. Right now. Even on the card, there's no. I even had to go and look at AJ Styles' run just to be sure. I wasn't. Yeah. So I don't even know his full TNA Impact run. I had to go research because on Pluto, which you can get for free,
yes,
they got the TNA channel.
Yeah,
and they TNA pay-per-views. And I'd be like, oh man, I forgot AJ Styles was over here cooking. Oh, AJ Styles versus Low Key. Okay, cool. And I watch. Okay, cool. So you're not only right, I think there's people right now who don't know.
Hey, listen. After how that 95 Rumble started, with who Shawn Michaels is, if you don't know that, there's no way you remember. There's no way you remember AJ Styles having short hair and no facial hair. There's no way. It's no way. It's no way.
Matter of fact, it's the WWE Untold, the Royal Rumble review. It's actually up right now. I'm going to watch that once we're done. I'm going to read the synopsis. AJ Styles, and this is important. And the only reason why I'm reading this is because what popped up when I turned around. So AJ Styles shares his journey growing up as the son of a Marine to his shocking debut at the 2016 Royal Rumble, the Phenomenal One describes how betting on his talents led him to become one of the best in-ring competitors in the world and a WWE superstar. So let me pause that by saying this right here. First thing I do is I turn around and they show a Georgia Championship Wrestling clip. There's going to be some kid that loves AJ Styles that sees Georgia Championship Wrestling and go, what the fuck is that? There's going to be that.
Yep.
So right off the bat, they're telling you why AJ Styles is AJ Styles. I saw something on Facebook earlier today too. They showed the schedule of a NWA World Champion just in the first quarter. You understand why Ric Flair is considered the greatest of all time. Because that the territories every fucking month.
Wow.
Every week, damn near. If you can't look back and have that and teach me something,
right?
Nah, we good. Not having no conversation with you. I'm probably not even gonna listen to you. This is no disrespect intended to the people who we've been checking out on Clubhouse and some of that. But where the disrespect comes in is that don't say that you are a student of the game.
Yeah.
And only go back to when you started wrestling.
Right.
There should be no excuse of, well, I really started watching wrestling since I was 7. Now I'm a big ass wrestling fan. All right. So since you watched that shit when you were 7, started in 1995. And if you love wrestling the way that you say you love wrestling, well, you should be able to tell me what happened in 1985. I know every main event of WrestleMania. And when I told niggas on that call yesterday that Triple H was the first heel to go over at a WrestleMania when Booker T lost to him. And while I may be upset that Booker T lost, but the significance of a heel wrestler winning at a WrestleMania, keeping his title and winning it. I mean, winning the match, retaining his title at WrestleMania. Niggas was like, "Oh, you wrong. Triple H won in 2000." I said, "No, you're not listening to me." Right. See that right there? You're not listening to me.
Let's go.
Because the history of WrestleMania is after WrestleMania 1, after WrestleMania 2, after WrestleMania 3, where Hulk Hogan came in a tag team match, or he came in as the champion and retained each time. The history of WrestleMania became at WrestleMania 5. Well, no, WrestleMania 4, technically, even though it was a tournament. The face chased the heel for the championship, and the face wins at WrestleMania.
Yeah, that was that, and that's still accurate with Ford because of who specifically the Macho Man had to face.
The face, Macho Man, the heel, Ted DiBiase, WrestleMania 5. The face is Hulk Hogan. The heel is Macho Man. WrestleMania 6. The face is face versus face. But if you listen to this pod, you know that I believe that Hulk Hogan was a heel, has been a heel since for a while. But if you want to technically, he's not. The face of that match is the Ultimate Warrior. WrestleMania 8. The face of that match is the Macho Man. The face of WrestleMania 9 is Hulk Hogan. Technically, because the heel goes over but loses it in the final match. Not Yokozuna, ladies and gentlemen. Bret Hart goes over against Yokozuna at WrestleMania 10. WrestleMania 11, the face is the champion. At WrestleMania 12, Bret Hart was the heel in that match. He went against Shawn Michaels. He wins that. WrestleMania 13, Undertaker defeats Psycho Sid up in that match. I can keep going, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all Googles and y'all go to the WWE Network and wrestle. I'm out.
And there it is, man. So listen, Listen, we would love to educate y'all further, but we've given you a lot of game today, and hopefully you'll take this and you'll learn something. You'll Google, you'll research, you'll watch your fucking network. Use your $10, use your $9.99 effectively before you talk to us about some wrestling shit you think you know. All right, because the groups, I don't want to suffer an aneurysm. You know what I'm saying? Because they happen so randomly, and I knew it would happen to me in the group like that, so I left early. I will. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try hard to get in and sit through these conversations. But yeah, if your wrestling knowledge is not going past 2013, you can't talk to me.
There you go.
You can't talk to me in depth. So with that said, man, we'll close the door on that. Guarantees bang. I will rehash mine while you think of yours. My guarantee for this week is real simple, and it's for all you wrestling fans out there. It is simply that we are less than 5 years away from wrestling fans and wrestling veteran fans who claim to be veteran fans will be unknowing of AJ Styles, TNA, and Impact Run. That is my guarantee.
I didn't state my person who is currently in the lead in
True.
the Royal Rumble series. So last week I had it Bobby Lashley, then Keith Lee. I'm going to go back to Bobby Lashley.
Okay.
Back to Bobby Lashley here. I'm looking at what they're doing with Sheamus and Keith Lee. And yes, they did fight each other, but now they're tagging up. It would not shock me or surprise me if they give them cats a Raw tag team title shot. But if they do that, they're going to have to do that against the Hurt Business. But that would leave open a possible slot. So I'm going to slide Bobby Lashley back up in that spot, man. I think they did Bobby Lashley a disservice in his run with Drew McIntyre. I said on this pod they need to look at what they did at Impact Wrestling in that feud, and they need to reinvent that bitch and reignite it. So right now I have Bobby Lashley in the lead for my Royal Rumble Championship standings, and he will go up against McIntyre for the Raw Championship.
All right, well, that is awesome. And just to rehash mine as well, I still got AJ Styles because it is the best development that nobody is paying attention to as we head to the road to WrestleMania. We will be doing predictions next week for the Royal Rumble, so y'all stay tuned for that. Hey, you might learn something even in that. I'm almost sure you will. All right. And that is going to do it for us as we get to about 2.5 hours. We don't usually do this for y'all every single week, but it was a lot to unpack. It was a lot to be educated on. And regardless of the time length, we always do thank and appreciate each and every one of you for checking out the show each and every week. Or if this is your first time checking it out in general, we do appreciate you. Please follow fbc.pod on IG, as well as like the group First Black Champ on Facebook. You can also follow at JR Bang and at Camp from the Port. Yes, all spelled phonetically.
Yeah, with that belt. We're gonna have Kier on next week to talk about that belt. I'm gonna see when he's ready. We're gonna have him on talk about his raffle that he wants to do through First Black Champ.
Absolutely. So we definitely will welcome Kier, and we will definitely make that a moment. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, if you ever want to talk about wrestling in an unconventional way, you do so by checking out the First Black Champ podcast. Camp Bang. We are out. We know more than you.